Alright guys, how's it going? Currently chucking it down with rain here. Absolutely miserable. So, although that's currently... Oh, she's left me light on. Oh. Yeah, that's currently better than it has been. Been snowing a bit on and off yesterday. But hang on, let me get through here. Got a bit of rain on there now. Sorted. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yesterday I took my eldest lad to one of the local A&Es. He stepped back off a bit of wood at work. Off a roll of lino, which he shouldn't have been stood on. The lino should have been left on the floor. Blah blah blah. You know, but as it happens, he's not broken anything anyway. It's all soft tissue damage. So, but very painful, of course. It usually is, isn't it? That so. But yeah, it was chucking it down with snow there in Everley. We've had a bit of snow and it was starting to settle later on some of the roads around the roundabouts, you know, part of the roundabout where it doesn't really get used. But other than that, it's been okay. Winds were high Friday night because I had my grandson. Because we had the granddaughter the week before, so I've got the grandson this week. So, you know, it's a case of go and get him a pizza sort of thing and stuff like that. He's happy with that, you know. We sort of, they probably heard me talking and think I'm talking to someone they haven't met yet. So, yeah, I went and got him a pizza and stuff like that. Sort of give them basically what they want, don't we? We're grandparents at the end of the day, but we can give them what they want and then send them back home. Not our problem. So, but no, I played a little bit of Xbox with him, stuff like that. Yesterday, while we were getting a bit of snow, I managed to finally pin my daughter down to giving me some footage, which she had done before, and you know, all stuff got lost and stuff like that. So this was a big apology to Winnertech for being so long in the tooth with this one. But it is now finally done. I've just got a little bit more footage that I'll get today, and that video will be up hopefully tonight, either tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm not in at work straight away because I'm going off at tomorrow tea time to Shepton Mallet, which is down sort of Longleat Bath area. In fact, I think it's a little bit east of that area, but around there anyway, so I've got a job down there to do, and I'll be back sometime at 7, 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, see how it goes basically. You know, you get the job done as it gets done. Does that sit on there? Yeah, it's a bit low, isn't it? I was just trying to stand it in the knobs there, getting the light in it now. So yeah, just been a regular sort of week really. Got a load of videos up, as a lot of you already know. You know, my main viewers, my regulars. If you'd like to stop in, you'll see that I got all the videos up on my tech channel. If you've never been and looked and you fancy a look, go and have a look at Bob Loves Tech. That's the channel. The links are always underneath anyway, generally. Well, not always actually. Sometimes I upload direct from the phone and the details aren't in there. It's weird actually, when you upload from the phone, from the YouTube app, you don't, it doesn't put all like your, you know, all your fixed sort of, all the stuff that you right, there's a spot on YouTube where you can go and you can put all like your descriptions and links and stuff like that underneath, and that can be static across all uploads, you know, and you can go and edit bits or whatever, maybe for one video, or you know, or for all of them, you just go in, you know, it's in your account settings anyway, so you can have all that in as standard. But when you upload from the phone, or from, I'm not sure whether it's just from a different device actually, it could even be from a different device, it could even be somehow leaves like a token on your whichever device you upload from that tells it to use them. I don't know, that's weird actually, I never thought of it like that, but yeah, when I upload from the phone, those details aren't there, it just leaves it all blank underneath, so a little annoying. So I don't know actually, yeah, it's a strange one that. So good asking Google about it because you'd never get an answer. So yeah, I've got to go into town anyway, get some bits and pieces and what have you. Got pork for dinner, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the day, I think. I lead a boring life, but anyway, we're gonna go and take the missus a brew, have mine, and I'll get back in a bit, guys. Alright. So we're at that time of year again, guys, aren't we? Where constantly got your blower pointing at your car screen. And we're almost at, I say almost, I mean there's a few weeks yet, but it's still like, it runs very quickly. We're still almost at the end of another year. And it's just amazing how fast the years run by, and they just get faster and faster. So yeah, I was playing with my drone, AR drone. I've got one of those Parrot AR drones, and mine's the version 1, so video footage from it isn't brilliant. And I finally sort of got it out again the other day. Well, it was yesterday, yeah, because was it yesterday or the night? Friday night. You know, I can't remember now whether it was yesterday or the Friday night, but I was letting the grandson have a go on it. And it was strange, it seemed okay-ish at first, and it all became very erratic. Now I'd checked the software, because obviously you get software and firmware downloads every now and then, and obviously the very last time that I used it, which is quite some time ago now, because I just don't get the time, I'd obviously got like the last sort of software software update for it then. That must have been the very last one that ever happened, because there wasn't any. So, which sort of shocked me. I was expecting, you know, because I hadn't used it for a while, I was expecting some firmware update. And then, now I've got some batteries. I've got some, now they weren't genuine Parrot AR ones, that sort of, you know, they power it perfectly well and that. But they, it was strange because I charged one of them. Now they take an hour to charge for a full charge. But I used one of them for that flight, and after a while it became even more erratic and we're all over the place. So I went into the settings, did a few tweaks, and then waited for the genuine Parrot battery to charge up. And I put that in, and it seemed much better. So I don't know whether it was like the tweaks or just the battery, but I can't see it being the battery. It'd be highly unlikely. Now the only thing I can say about those non-genuine batteries is they are slightly longer than the genuine models, and they don't perfectly fit inside the AR drone. They're a little bit too long, so you've got to fiddle about with it to be able to get your hull on afterwards, because obviously you have to take the hull off, put the battery in and put the hull back on. I've cracked my hull actually. It's the outdoor hull, the indoor hull. So I always did use that indoors because it's very easy to make a mistake and crash them. But I suppose when you look at it and compare it to some of the modern drones, you know, and you've only come forward. How long have I had that? I mean, I got that from when they first came out. Is it 3 or 4 years now? I can't remember. Might even be a little bit longer, to be honest. But they've come forward. They've come a long way of drones. Now, obviously, the powers that be are starting to get involved, because obviously we're getting a lot of dangerous flying, accidents with them, and we've not had anything serious, I don't think, in this country yet. But I know this country has had its first man convicted of misuse of a drone. And I think it was a bit of a strange one. His drone, he lost control of it. Now, it wasn't a quadcopter, this one, it was a straightforward, I think it was like a delta wing type thing. And he had a near miss with a bridge. And I think it was over Cumbria somewhere, I can't really remember. But the one they were really pinning him for, and he reckons that it didn't actually fly anywhere near, was the yeah, it must have been Cumbria, because it was not the nuclear plant, is it aerospace do some work there or something? They've got a place down the waterside somewhere, down the sea area of it, and I think they reckoned he'd flown into the airspace, and it's a no-fly zone above it, which I don't know. But you can actually see the footage on YouTube, and you can tell it hasn't been tampered with from the point that he let it fly up and the point that it finally crashed into the water after losing battery power. And you can watch the full video. So, I mean, I don't know the area well enough to say whether he went into like a no-fly zone or not. But yeah, I can't remember what he got in the end. Huge fine. He was just a TV repairman, and basically, I think his business went under because of it, because of the huge fines that he couldn't really afford. So, you know, I mean, you've got all that to consider these days. And I've been sort of like, I don't know, I mean, I've been looking at them. I mean, there's no intention to buy just yet. Not for a long time, probably. In fact, maybe even never. And I've been thinking of getting something a bit more modern. You know, obviously they're much more stable now. You know, you can even set in intuitive flight paths in them and tell them where you want them to go and all sorts. But, you know, I was looking at something ready to fly with a camera already attached, stuff like that. And I remember you can actually make money with them if you get good quality footage. You know, you can upload it to stock footage sites and stuff like that. And I don't know, I was sort of toying with the idea, but it's still, you know, it's still a lot of money. You're still looking at least, you know, 600-700, you know, and that's not going to give you the absolute best footage, you know, but it's reasonable at that. You know, it's YouTube worthy, put it that way. You know, if you want like the absolute best footage, then you're going to be looking at spending sort of like a couple of grand there on, you know. So I don't know. I was looking at like the DJI Inspire, which absolutely looks bloody awesome. You know, and I've been sort of like comparing some of the stats and what have you, and yeah, they're looking quite good. Oh, this is a right mess here at the minute. They've been. It's just going to take a while to get rid of all this bloody crap. It's right behind me. I don't think you can see it in the camera actually. There's a couple of skips on the corner there, and a little dumper truck. And what it is, we've had they're doing the paths finally. They're just patching in mainly, but my whole front section just in front there now is going to get replaced tomorrow, I think. They've already replaced what, 1, 2, 3, is it 4? 1, 2. Yeah, I think it's 4 of the curbstones for the drop curb. They've already replaced them, and they've replaced the little coping stones at the back of the footpath there. And all I've done at the minute is just banged it up with a bit of tarmac either side. But all that tarmac is getting dug out tomorrow, I believe, and replaced with fresh, which would be nice. So then we just need to get on to either the council or whatever, or we might even sort it out ourselves in the end, I don't know, a driveway and get a proper drive put in. I've not had one here for a long time, well, ever. Had one at our last house, like, but not here, so it'd be nice to have a, I mean, it's got stones down, but it's all, I don't want to put stones down again because it's crap for the wife's wheelchair, is stones. So I'm looking at sort of like, concrete this time, but I could go through the rigmarole of digging it all out myself. I've done it before, that sort of thing, so I don't know. Either that or just see if we can put enough pressure on the council to get them to do one for us. I don't know. We'll see how that goes anyway. But yeah, yeah, these drones, I don't know. I mean, I've got places around here where I can fly them, without infringing on any of the actual laws, because obviously there are laws there. A lot of people just don't even know they exist, to be honest. That's the trouble. Like flying it within 50 meters of a person and X meters of a structure and, all that sort of stuff. I mean, obviously the biggest one is the privacy laws. So you need to avoid flying it down streets, really, because, somebody could have you for, saying that you were flying it down there and you were looking at their property with it, which, is infringing on their privacy rights, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I've got places where I can go and fly it down green lanes and stuff like that, and there's a big playing field over there, which this time of year is pretty much empty. It's so I mean, and if you look at some of these bigger, fancier ones where you're spending that sort of money, you've got the ability to fly sort of like up to 2 kilometers, which is crazy, really, because you haven't got line of sight then, because line of sight I think is classed as 500 meters. Is it 500 meters? Yeah, I think it's 500 meters is what they class as line of sight, which of course you've got to fly it within line of sight legally, which is why sort of like it's all a bit up in the air and everything about using these FPV, first person view glasses, because obviously you can use oh, which one is it? Somebody's already done it. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the VR headsets, and somebody was using one of them that plugged into a drone and would be able to basically pilot the drone as if they were flying in it, which isn't actually legal because you are supposed to be able to see the drone at all times. And then, of course, if you're using it for commercial use, you've then got to go and get a special ticket to fly it. So it's all getting a bit, and it is going to get tighter. I don't think they'll ever get totally banned. They'll just force you to fly them within certain areas, in which case the market will probably drop out the bottom on the drones, to be honest, if they do that. But then, hey ho, what's your government here for if it's not to spoil your fun? Anyway, I'm off in, guys. Looks alright, doesn't it, guys? It's going to be a little cold. It's even been nice enough for the planes to fly, as you can hear. And then, yes. So yeah, that's moving in from the north. So we could be in for some crap later. It's getting a bit nippy now, mind. So yeah, I've got my tea on, basically. Well, meat's been in just over an hour, and I'm just getting my veg up to boil now, so tea's well on the way. So yeah, sorry to drone on earlier, pun intended. I was going to say, I can't remember what it was now. I think we've been having some problems over Halifax way, haven't we, Mr. Cooper? Nothing too serious, I hope. He tells me on Twitter that his vlog's going to be late. It's going to be Monday, I believe, before it's up, but we shall see. You never know. It might be up, but I think he's been having some trouble of some sort. I know he's also done performed open heart surgery on his PS Vita, I believe he's got that sorted out. One of the controllers was playing up. One that was never really required until he's put God, which one was it? I can't remember now. Can't remember which game it was, but it was a shooting game anyway. It was it Call of Duty? Can't remember. It was one of them. But anyway, so yeah, what was I playing on the Xbox with the grandson? Oh, I'd only brought one controller with him, so we just took it in turns to play Mortal Kombat, which I didn't buy him it. You know, he's already been playing the hell out of it. So to me, well, I think he bought it with his own birthday money, and his mother let him. Personally, I wouldn't have let him buy it. But anyway, so. But yeah, I mean, I still play that on iOS, but it's totally different with a controller in your hand, totally different. Because obviously on iOS it's all just tap and swipe. So, but anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I know Mr. Cooper got that sorted out anyway, it's always a bit worrying, isn't it, when you have things like that open. You don't really, you know what your aim is, but you don't know what you're doing once you've taken them screws off and you lift the back off. You know, you always go and watch a load of YouTube vids first and you think, yeah, I can do that, and then when you get in there it's like, oh, maybe not. But no, it's, you know, it's all fun and games when it comes down to that sort of stuff. You either pay a fortune to have an actual repairer look at it, you know, but then you don't even know that they've had a look in them before, really. You know, and the manufacturers don't want to know, they don't want them back to repair. You know, they'd rather just sell you a new unit. So, anyway, so I'm going to call it a day here, guys, anyway. You know, I've got to get my tea done and all that sort of thing, and I've got to give the wife some meds soon as well, so I'm going to get off anyway, guys. So do enjoy your working college schooling next week. Oh, before I go, I wanted to say thank you to everybody that sort of like has used my Amazon links to buy things. You know, I know of a few that have. I know Robert Cooper has, and I know Caitlin has Time-Lapse. She's from America, and I'm not sure who else, but somebody with some kind of Toyota in America, I believe a four-wheel drive, has bought some expensive parts for his Toyota, and I'd just like to say thank you very much for that. They were quite expensive buys. I mean, obviously it doesn't cost you any extra using those links, but you know, thank you to whoever that person is. I mean, obviously I'm not privy to that. You never are from sharing your Amazon links. You're not privy to who's used them for what. But no, thank you very much to everybody who supports in that way, really, because you know, at the end of the day, the money literally just goes back into things for the channels. Really, it's all about making the channel grow, better quality videos, maybe better lighting, that sort of thing. So yeah, thank you to those people. And after that waffling, I will go, guys. Okay, so do take care, have a good week, and I hope it's you don't get snowed in. All right, cheers, guys. See you.